This should be recorded. Fantastic. So for you guys that don't know me, my name is Montel Hansen. I've been trading for 9 years now. Started at 19 when I came out of sixth form, to be fair. It was quite a journey of how I got into trading. Basically had an internship at an investment bank and I just saw how they were making money. And for me, that just triggered me. I said, look, if I could learn how to do this myself, then why would I not do that, right? And I think that's the same thing for every single one of you guys. 20 years ago, for you to invest into Forex, stocks, whatever commodities, whatever markets you wanted to invest in 20 years ago, you couldn't actually do it through your phone, right? But due to technology and smartphones and everything, we now have access to this amazing gift. So, I basically said, let me learn it myself. And I've done that. I went through various academies, I went through different learning phases. And now, we're at a point where we've gone through the educational side of things, and now it's just providing value through getting people results as fast as possible. Now, I always recommend, so the first thing I'd say is definitely get educated. Try and get as much education as you can. If you're someone that's brand new, you're seeing this video for the first time, then you definitely want to get education because I think even Sharmina, who you're going to hear from a little bit later, these are the differences that I've seen from someone that's brand new with no education and someone that has a bit of education. They can pickpocket and pickpoint what trades they want to take. They don't necessarily need to take every trade, but they know a high probability trade when they see one just from looking at the markets. So that's one thing you want to start to get good at. And that comes from education. That comes from positive feedback from you doing things over a certain amount of time. And again, I've been doing this for 9 years. So there's, no wonder why I'm able to look at the market and see a certain opportunity and say, yeah, this is a great one. Let me layer up and let me go really hard on this opportunity compared to me saying, I might not even place this trade. And again, you're thinking, wow, well, you're sending the signals, you're part of the team that sends signals. You also got to understand, like, I'm a trader just like every single one of you guys. And if the opportunity is there, but it's not quite where I want it to be, sometimes I miss out on opportunities, right? But you want to get to that point where you're so good at reading the market where you can say, yep, I'm going to take this trade, I'm going to layer off on this trade, and I'm going to maximize my profits. Or do you know what? I'm going to miss this one. And, it can save you from a lot of stuff as well, from blowing your accounts X, Y, Z. So I'm just going to go over a couple of notes that I wrote for you guys because Sharmina said, look, Montel, you was the one that told me how to layer. And whereas I just thought she came into this being the layering queen, she learned from the layering queen, Charmin. So Sharmina came through Charmin into the community, I'd say last October. And this was the time gold was on the maddest gold run. So I know you lot are all seeing these results in the chat. You lot are seeing all these boss ladies just bossing up, absolutely killing it. That's a massive credit to Charmin and Angel, two angels in my life, which have just absolutely done an amazing thing in this game. And they're just teaching women how to get freedom, right? Really changing the game and just again seeing it how I saw it. If I can work a job for a bank and make clients money, then why wouldn't I do that for myself in the comfort of my house, in the comfort of Dubai or the comfort of Egypt, wherever I'm traveling to? And that's exactly what we're doing here. So Sharmina came through Charmin. You're gonna hear from her in about 10 minutes. I'm just gonna go over some stuff because she wanted me to talk about, some things that I may not have thought was valuable at the time, but has helped her get to where she is in terms of flipping her accounts. So guys, again, if you know Charmin, if you see the value that she brings, just put some sevens in for Charmin. If you know Angel, put some sevens in for Angel as well. And, for the one and only that you're going to hear from in a little while, put some sevens in the chat for Sharmina, right? In the meantime, get your notepads and pens ready because I know we've got loads of different people on this call at the moment. We've got people that are either in the community, people that are thinking about joining the community, people that have traded prop firms, people that have traded all these different types of stuff. So we've got different people from different experiences in the trade and walk. But this is what I pretty much told Charmina when she joined and what's helped her just to take an account from 400 nowadays to flipping it to 5K and withdrawing it on the same day and leaving a bit in and doing the same thing the next day and doing it again and again and again. While I'm doing all of this, I will be admitting people into the chat, so I might be going a bit back and forth. Fantastic. We got someone from Nairobi on this call. In fact, before I get into this, let me know where you guys are calling in from. Let me know where you're calling in from. Let's see our reach on this call. I know we've got Nairobi here. We've got Litham. Litham? I don't know where that is. Is that Lithuania? We've got Netherlands, Latin Iran. Let's go Heads. We've got Nairobi. We've got London. Bop, bop, bop. I'm from South London originally. Oh, Litham is next door to Blackpool. Oh, crazy. That's in my own back door, right? I didn't even know that. Crazy. We've got South Africa. Wow, that's fantastic. We've got Seychelles. Yes, I love the Seychelles. I think my honeymoon will be in Seychelles. I love that place so much. Yeah, we got Stratford, man. Oh, Stafford. Stafford, yeah? We got a bit of Staffordshire. If you guys traded today, you got any results, let us know in the chat as well. If you traded, if you made profit, if you broke even, if you made a loss, you can be completely transparent here. I'm going to be trying to use the chat box as much as possible on this call as well. As I go through some stuff, just feel free to just drop questions in the chat box and I will get through to them afterwards. But yeah, these are just little things that help me along the way. I'll come back to the wins and the losses afterwards. But yeah, you can drop them in the chat for now. All right. So cool. Step one, right? What I told Sharmina, and again, this might be very valuable for yourself if you're coming from a different walk when it comes to trading, but it sounds very simple because that's what we specialize in. But there's a method to the madness, all right? Only trade one currency pair. I speak to a lot of people, a lot of different traders on a daily basis. And some people are trading Forex pairs, they're not seeing success with it. Some people are trading Bitcoin, not seeing the best success with it. We only specialize in gold, right? So again, obviously, if you're coming through the community and all you see is XAU USD, then you know that's what we do. But if you're someone that's brand new, or you're someone that's got experience and you're not focusing on one currency pair, this makes all the difference, right? So step number one is only trade gold. It may seem very simple for a lot of people, but again, I'm literally breaking it down step by step. It's going to get a bit more complex as we continue. Then step number two, the time frame that we trade on is very important for this strategy as well, right? We are scalping. Okay, so when it comes to trading, you got your scalping, you got intraday trading, and then you've got swing trading, and then you've actually got investing, which is month to year. So when you're scalping, you're typically in the market for minutes, right? So you could be in the market, you could be in, I've been in trade for like 30 seconds, literally just catching little flicks. You can do that. So you can be in the trades from minutes from seconds to minutes, I should say. So it could range from 1 minute to 50 minutes, which is scalping. You got intraday trading, which is normally an hour to a day. You got your swing trading, which are days to weeks. And then you got investing, which can be weeks to months to years. People hold trades from weeks to months to years. So again, for us, when you're flipping accounts, we're specifically focusing on scalping. All right. So again, when I'm scalping, we're typically looking at M5 to M15, right? When you're marking up your charts, what I do, I look at it from a H4 and I drop down all the way to M15. But when I'm scalping and I'm in the zone and I really want to perfect my entries, you really want to actually be looking at M1. I know it says M1's for crackheads, but if you want to perfect your entries, guys, you want to start looking at M1, M5, and M15 because that's what those are the trends we're really going to be riding, right? And you want to find the best entries for that. Okay. So essentially what you really want to do is find a trend on the lower time frame. Okay. And then you're looking at the range. And if you can get in at the bottom of that range, if it's a buy, and at the top of the range, if it's a sell, your entries are everything when it comes to this. And I think that's one thing that Sharmina has absolutely mastered. She's going to go through that as I ask her a couple of questions later. But again, your entries are super, super key. So that's something you also want to write down. Okay. But if you can get good at looking at and understanding trends on the lower time frames and perfecting your entries, that's going to be super key to your success here. Again, obviously, I'm not even going to go into the strategy because Ish and James, they do calls every day at 1:15. And I really want to encourage you guys to join those calls every day at 1:15 because they're going over the fair value gaps, they're going over the support and the resistance, they're going over strategies that we know work. So I'm not going to spend all this time on the call going over that because we do that every day. It's so easy for you to learn the strategy, and I definitely recommend you to learn the strategy as well. It's only going to equip you as a trader. It's only going to make you better when it comes to trading, right? So learn the strategy that they speak about. But again, fair value gaps, support and resistance. What we're essentially looking out for is, again, your support, which is your floor, your resistance, which is your ceiling. As soon as price breaks out, all right, I'm not even waiting for the candle to close. And this is something that I showed Sharmina. As soon as I see a bit of resistance and I'm drawing up my charts in the morning, when these signals come in, they're basically saying, Montel, what you drew out was correct. Enter now. Sometimes I miss it, right? And Ish sees everything, right? So sometimes I miss the trades. I miss drawing up the charts and he's showing me something I didn't see. And I'm capitalizing on that opportunity. And you guys want to start doing that as well. But one thing I would encourage is to start drawing up and marking up the charts in your own time, just so you can start to say, all right, cool. This was a confirmation that this trade is going to be a good trade. Okay, so essentially what we're doing, as soon as resistance breaks, either for the buy or for the sell. If the support gets broken, then I'm getting in. Okay. And the key thing that I taught Sharmina with this, and again, bear in mind this was in October, guys. Gold was super bullish, was trailing her stop loss. So three things that are super important here is again capturing the breakout. Secondly, your risk to reward. And third, trailing your stop loss. So again, obviously with the signals, you want to combine your own style with the signals. But again, if you're brand new, you just copy the signals. They're really good for how they are. I would go through the results on the signals, but that's all in the results channel. So if you guys go through the signals chat, you can literally just go through the results, and it's all there. But yeah, three things that are really important. So capturing the breakouts, your risk to reward, and trading your stop loss. That's really key. So for us, when gold was massively bullish at the time, when it just kept buying and buying and buying, we had really good stop losses. And basically, I would draw up a 1 to 8. So my TP would be 8 times what my stop loss would be. And maybe I might get stopped out twice, right? So let's just say my stop loss is 20 pips, right? I lose £20, £20. But on the third trade, if I catch that 8, guess what? I'm making £80, let's just say, right? So from those three trades, I've lost 40, but I've made 80. So at the end of the day, I'm winning, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that your risk to reward is super profitable. But what I'm doing when the trade is, once I've shot up, so let's say my stop loss is 20, my TP is 80. Once it's shot up to 80, right? Or once it's getting close to 80, let's just say it's at 70, I'm now moving my stop loss to 40 and I'm increasing my TP, right? So I'm moving that up again. And that's all we kept on doing. And we literally just kept on trailing and trailing and trailing our stop losses when the market was bullish, and we just made a lot of money. I'm not saying it's coincidence. I'm not saying that it's a bit different in today's market because gold's all over the place. But these are simple things that we done. Obviously, in the next couple of weeks, I'll go into this in a bit more detail, but I am conscious of time. So again, guys, it's super simple. You just have to follow the simple rules that I've literally just highlighted here. Again, you're using really tight stop losses. You can adjust your stop loss as well, depending on your account size. But again, follow the signals because the analysis is already done for you. Use a tight stop loss and just make sure you have fat risk to rewards and show your stop loss. It's that simple. Obviously, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be breaking down this in a lot more depth and detail. But again, you just have to be consistent. You have to be consistent on these calls, on the trainings that Ish and James do, and these things will start to click. And if you can get good at mastering the M5 to M15, literally mastering the trends on these time frames, then things will start to give you positive feedback, and you'll start to see the same thing over and over and over again. And then it just becomes a mindset thing. Usually for me, if I have two heavy losses back to back, I might call it a day. Usually I say three, but if you're brand new, I'd say if you have two heavy back to back losses, then call it a day. If you have one bad loss, then guess what? We go again. You never want to just leave the market deflated. But these are certain things you want to do for risk management because that's also super key when it comes to flipping your account. So the next segment of what I want to talk about is really mindset, because for me, when it comes to flipping accounts, everyone wants to have the idea of, yeah, I want to put 500 in, flip it to a million, but that is very rare. We have losses with our signals. You're going to have losses with your trades, but it's all a mindset thing. All right. So the key things you want to think about is how you're viewing the money in your account. How do you feel about that money? And what you're willing to do with the money. So you're not limiting your mindset, because one thing I've understood is that it's all belief in this. It's all about a mental thing, because if you don't have the right mindset and you're trying to flip your account, and let's just say you've had a bad result previously, you're always going to be on your phone. I think Ellie puts it, or Vicky in the chat, they always say sit on your hands. And I have the mentality of say it and forget it. And I was trading with my missus today, Charmin, and I think she was up like 1.5K. And I know Charmin, she's always on her phone, always. I feel like she thinks the more she looks at the screen, it's going to push the trade in her direction, or it's not going to push the trade. Like, she just thinks the more she looks at the screen, the more it's going to do what it wants to do. But guess what? The market's going to do what it's going to do anyways. I have the mentality, obviously, we're scouting, but I say it and I forget it. So I'll set my trade, I'll set my alerts, and then I'll go about marketing. I'll go about going on my Instagram. I'll try and stay, obviously as alert to the market as possible. But guess what? The market's going to do what it wants to do anyways. So that, again, a lot of you guys in the chat are putting set and forget. Literally set and forget, because when a lot of people don't come into this with the wrong mindset, they're constantly looking, and a lot of you guys are tricking yourself out of the best moves. There's so many times where I've capitalized on a TP7 or a TP6, where people are at TP1 because they're constantly looking at their phone. Even my missus today, we caught that TP6 when we was literally together, but she was doing something on my Instagram. And I was like, look, that's the reason why you made that money. You made like 1.5K off that one trade. because you was doing something on my Instagram. If you was just on your phone, you probably would have been out of TP3. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's what we're taught. When you're speaking to the likes of Ish, you're talking to the likes of James, we're taught just to catch, 50 hits, layer. But imagine layering, but catching the whole move. And that's what I like to do. I like to maximize my profits. And that's pretty much how I got really good at flipping accounts, and I've managed to pass the skill on to people like Sharmina, Charmin. They're absolutely just killing it. Angel, they're absolutely killing it. And they've got their own mentality as well. They've got previous things they've learned that they've brought to the table, and that's allowed them to flip their accounts too. Again, if you're just joining the call, because I've had a massive influx of people joining, watch the start of the call. I've gone over the strategy. I'm also going to be asking Sharmina some questions in a couple of seconds. Just going to go over some mentality stuff with you guys as well. You have to believe in the setup of what Ish and James are sending us the signals through. They've been trading for 12 years, and it just makes your life easier. If I was brand new, if I look at their experience and I was brand new, my experience would be here. I'd be trying to figure out all these indicators, all these strategies. They do it all for you, so you can trust that trade. The next thing you need to do now is work on your mentality and work on understanding the market, just understanding trend lines, understanding, the time frames, understanding the market so you can master your entries. Once you master your entries, guys, and that's one thing Charmin has managed to do, it's 90% of the problem done. If you can master your entries, 90% of the problem's done. Um, so yeah, you don't need prop firm accounts. A lot of people have messaged me about prop firm accounts. I don't believe in them. I've spoken to a lot of the actual companies behind prop firms. Essentially just trading a demo account, right? It's fake money. Obviously you have to split your money as well once you make profit with them. What you can do on a prop firm account is the exact same thing you can do on a live account. The difference between you making 200 to 2000 to 25K in a day is literally all in your mind. I've seen it all play out before me. I've seen it play out before others. It's all a mentality thing. And once you let go of, Angel says it the best, throw the fair in the bin or leave your fair at home, that's when you'll start to see the difference. Things will all start to click. So yeah, believe what you can do. And it's all in your risk tolerance as well, right? I know Charmin, she absolutely loves to trade. And trading is just for some people have the risk appetite for it, some people don't. But if you have the risk appetite for it, you won't give up. And when you don't give up, you'll start to understand patterns in the market. You start to see things play out again and again. And every day is a learning curve. Every day truly is a learning curve here. You learn so much here, and then you'll feel like maybe in a month or in 2 months' time, you've had that exponential growth. But it's because you've been on the charts every day, and you can't give up. You literally can't give up. You have to be consistent. And if you look for your trading history, you will see the patterns that you've built up over time. Whether that's you closing out your trades too early, whether that's you not re-entering. Sometimes even if I close out at TP2 and I'm really certain in that trend, I'm re-entering and I'm catching the whole TP6. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just staying out at TP2. So these are certain things you want to do. Go through your trading histories and actually start to look at the patterns that have been built up over time, because those are the hardest ones. The hardest ones to work on are the patterns that you've built up over time. And these are habits that we don't even know about. These are habits that are generational. I see people come in like Sharmina, they just get it and they're just flying. Mabina, we have so many people that just come in and absolutely just fly in their trading career because they have the conditioned mentality. But for 95 or even 99% of people that come into trading, you're bringing in a lot of baggage when it comes to money. You're holding on to that money. You don't want to risk too much, or you don't want to let the trade run. These little things. So it's actually holding you back. And what I would say to that is, once you look at your trading history and you start to figure out the things that you're holding on, you can let go of that. That's when your trading journey will grow. And one thing I want you guys to write down is, when you unclutter your life, you'll unclutter your charts. And when you unclutter the charts, you just start to see things go up or down. And you'll know when you can maximize a trade and when you can't maximize a trade. But yeah, lastly, people say that flipping accounts. I know there's a couple of people on this call right now. Oh, it's not a long-term thing. It's too risky. If you're risking more than 1 to 3%, I think that's cap. All right. I think it can work for anybody. The only opinion that matters is the opinion that makes you money, right? So if you can flip accounts like Sharmina from 500 to 5K in a day, then so be it. That's what works for you. If you're someone that's a little bit more conservative, then learn from Sharmina. But the main thing is that you're learning. Every day I'm learning. Every day I'm trying to find a new thing that can take my trading to the next level. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I will go over. So again, we're going to be doing these calls every week. I'll be going over risk to reward. I'll be going over, trading stop loss strategies. We'll be going over all of that. I don't want to take too much away from the main event. But if you guys got some value from that, just put some 777s in the chat. And while you guys do that, I'll see if there's anything I missed. A good one. How do you know when to get back in? Again, I'll go over this on a whole training call one day. But it's just looking at candlesticks as well. If you're looking at candlesticks on the lower time frames, you can see when candlesticks are running out of momentum. If I see a lot of momentum in these candlesticks, of course I'm going to get back in. If I see a trend, if I see it going back to its previous resistance, then of course I'm going to get back in because price always has to fill that gap. You guys got to remember, price is back in the dollar, and the dollar is basically back in every currency in the world. So price isn't going to crash in one day and not recover, or it's not just going to shoot up in one day. It will always find the medium. It will always find the volume. So when I see new spike up, I know it's going to come back down. So guess what? I'm capitalizing. I just want to find the points when the candlesticks start to run out of momentum, catch the highest level, and then guess what? I'm riding the whole thing now. Also a trail, yeah, trail, take partial profits, and I run it. I think one thing picking up from Ish recently is like leaving runners, man. I think that's key. I just like to close all at the same time. But again, leaving runners definitely helps. So again, it's whatever that works for you. Um, Fantastic. So don't go be take partial, let it run. It comes back and it's just a show. I need to get better at reading chat because some of these things I don't understand what you guys are saying. Someone said I'm glued to my phone. Look, it happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us. Um, yes, I will show you guys how to mark up charts. But again, every day we're doing this at 1:15. I can't stress this enough. Every day at 1:15, you've got Ish and James showing you the charts that they're marking up and the trades that they're taking. So if you guys are missing out on that, then you're missing out on a lot of value. We're doing these calls like once a week, but we got daily calls showing you guys this stuff. So please try and plug into those calls. And if you can't, try to plug into Ish's daily traders. Someone said made 500 in 2 days, but today didn't go too well. Blew my profits from the 2 days, deposit minus 500. And guys, that's the last thing I want to really ham on, go ham on, is withdrawals. Make sure you're withdrawing every day. You see those profits you'd have. You made 250 yesterday, made 250 today. I withdrew 250 yesterday. I withdrew 250 today. One thing I've learned about gold in the last 9 months, I've seen people grow their account from 1K to 30K in 29 days. And on the 29th day, they blow the whole 30K. Guys, gold is very unforgiving. You think you know gold until she turns around and says, you don't know me. All right. When you see profit, and what I'll do on the next call, I'll withdraw some profit. I'll put it right here. If you had £100 right here, right now, and I just left it there, you'd take the money, wouldn't you? But because it's on your phone, because it's on your Metro 5, you just see a digit. If you're, oh yeah, I want to see this grow, my 500 go to 10K. Guys, we are very lucky where we have great signals sent to us. But guess what? It's your mentality at the same time. You might hit a stop loss, be rattled, and then you're now buying and selling and buying and selling. Your revenge trading, and you're doing that with the money that are these are not even coming from signals. You're not taking your own trades. So when the money's there, guys, when you're profitable, take it. Maybe don't spend it because you might have to redeposit it, but just take it, set it aside. But make sure it's in your bank account. Make sure you're withdrawing your profits. Every time you see profit, make sure you withdraw it because again, if £500 was on the table right now, I wouldn't even see my Apple Watch. You take the £500 and the Apple Watch, right? Um, cool, cool, cool. All right. With that being said, guys, yeah, we're gonna keep these trades running every week. We're gonna keep the trainers running every week. But I'm super excited to bring on the next speaker. She's an absolutely lovely person. Again, she came in through Charmin, I think like early autumn, I think. And yeah, we just caught the whole ball run together. She's been flipping accounts ever since, and it's just been beautiful to see. She did have some trading experience before, but since she started working with Charmin, Angel, myself, just yeah, everything's just gone tenfold. Got an accountant now, and the best thing is she's doing this all still whilst working. So if you guys think, oh, this is something I need to do full time, yeah, of course that's the goal. But if you can still make all this money whilst you're working, that's providing money for the family, for your kids, for putting food on the table, and this is providing money for the holiday. She just came back from Bangladesh, which is so beautiful. She's out there for a month, feeding the whole village. You know what I mean? Like this is what we want to see, man. And yeah, just stack the money, invest it, and just do great things with it. Help the community, help the world. That's what we're here for. So yeah, without further ado, let me see if she's successfully managed to change her name from Zoom user. Because if she hasn't, I don't think we're gonna find her, and you guys are gonna have to deal with me all day. No, I'm joking. show me, show me. Okay, you're here. Yeah. All right. Cool. Fantastic. I've got some questions for you. Um, I'm gonna just try this two Zoom users. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Fantastic, guys. Put some 777s in the chat for Sharmina. If you can hear her, I'm just going to bring her up again to the stage. Like I said, this is someone that's just super humble, super lovable. We spend time on the phone for hours. Like it's been mad throughout our journey. We've been on the phone for hours. She's been on the phone to Sharma for hours in the morning. We just be trading together. And again, guys, like this is a massive message to you lot that are still trying to figure this thing out. If you got people that are experienced in trading, call them. Be annoying. Shamina was so annoying. And I always say the most annoying students are the ones that make the most money. Like, if you're related to Charmin or you're related to Angel, or if you even know me, I'm your boy. Like, why are you not hitting me up about trading? Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about that? You want to make money and you're in our community signal community, then you need to be annoying because Shamina was on the phone. And these are the hours that people aren't seeing where she's starting to clock these entries, starting to clock these things, and a few months later, she's taken off with it, right? So when you see help, make sure you take help, and just because it helps us as well. Like if we're speaking to Sharmina every time, she gives me energy, she gives me life, in the morning. She's so funny, right? And she just shows me a different perspective. I show her different perspectives, and we just built a great relationship. And that's what this thing is about. This community is where you can come and connect with someone and just completely change your life. Because guys, you're in an industry which does 7.8 trillion every single day. Are you telling me there's not enough, slices of the pie for you to get very wealthy and be a millionaire? Of course there is, right? So we're all gonna get very rich together, but let's have fun whilst doing so. And where you see help, where you see mentorship, make sure you plug into it, make sure you grab hold of it, plug into these calls and hear from the one and only Mrs. Sharmina. What do you
Hi
think?
everybody. Hi everybody. Um, I don't know. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I don't really speak much, but Montel kind of forced me, not forced me, kind of persuaded me actually. Montel and Shami kind of persuaded me to get on here and basically just have a little chat with you guys and answer a few questions.
No,
But
100%. First and
I've been
foremost, how's
doing
your
this
day going?
for it's
Oh,
been
go
yeah, good actually. Very good. And I've been doing this for since last year, August. So it's be coming up to a year. Yeah, it's coming up
Wow.
to a year because I know I started in summer. But we had the best time. I think we had the best trading time during October and November.
Yeah, he was absolutely
Yeah,
killing it,
yes.
man.
That that was the best. That was the best
Yeah.
time during October and November time.
But how did you reach out to Charmin as well? Like, what was your journey in getting into copying signals, and why did you want to start trading in the first place?
Yeah, I actually saw Charmin on Instagram but I haven't followed her. I just used to see her and she used to pop up a lot and I used to be like, obviously there's a lot of people that do these signals and they give out signals and I've been training for about 45 years and I've been following signal chat. That's all I've been doing, but I haven't had like a successful journey and you can imagine I've been doing it for 45 years. I'm not going to say I haven't learned anything. I have had the best experience. That I feel like I learned a lot, but I feel like I didn't make enough money. I feel like I
Mm,
was losing a lot of money um, because I wasn't getting the right signals. That's what I say. But since I
mm,
joined with Charmin, I swear to you, I've been to Bangladesh twice in a space of 1 year. I literally went last year, October. Um, I just come back again. And that is all with my trading money.
mm,
Literally my trading money. So even if I do have a loss, even if I was to have a loss like a 5K loss today, I would not even cry. I would even cry a single bit because I
mm,
made more money than I have ever made in my whole entire life that I worked. I have not even been able to save up that much money since I've been working. That's how much money I've been making on trading.
fact.
Alhamdulillah, like, touch wood. I do not want to get, I don't want to have like a bad luck. But like I said, if I went, that's why when if I do ever have a bad day, like I have I have had my account blown, like 5K has been blown, 6K has been blown. But I don't get upset about it because I made more
Mm,
money. I had more wins than losses. So once in a
mm,
while, even if I do blow my account, it doesn't really hurt me. Because I say to
100%.
myself, I can make it back tomorrow. And guess what? I do make it back tomorrow. Even if I don't make the whole amount back, I will make it back in 2 days. So that's the
Mm,
mentality I actually have. And also, guys, one thing is Montel and Charmin are like the best mentors ever. And when we were training, me and Charmin would be on the phone every single day from 7 a.m. in the morning, taking every single trade. And when I tell you, Montel used to get so annoyed. I'm getting
I used
even
to
so
see
annoyed.
it.
Yeah, he used
No,
to
I
be
used to
there.
see it as I see you're keeping
And
my fiance busy. Like I've got no time to talk to my
me and
fiance.
Charmin would be on the phone from like 7 a.m. and until like 11 a.m. And then that's it. We're done. We're done trading. We made our money and we're like done. And then we'd
Yeah,
withdraw.
no. And that's the
Yeah,
thing. You guys had like such a super connection, super synergy. You're both winning together, flipping accounts
yeah,
together.
honestly. And
It's
guess
so
what?
good to see.
I have never met her and never seen her. Like I always say we need to meet up. And every time we try and meet up, something always comes up. But I did say we try and meet up. It's holiday now, so I'm definitely going to meet up with Charmin and Montel very soon. But I have never met her. But I said to God, I feel like I've known her for so long. And she gives me
100%.
the right energy. Like she'll be like, "Oh, sis, enter again." Like, "Oh, it's going to draw down. Oh, let's enter." And then us, but me being me like, "Oh, we'll enter." Oh, we're like, "Oh, enter a bigger lot size," and then we'll enter. And then as the days going, we're making money together, and that's all we've been doing. And since I started with her, I swear to you, I'm not even lying. I just been making loads of money. And I haven't had a really bad day. And even if I do ever have a bad day, I guess I'm learning from it, and I learned that, and I'll always find out. Like obviously, next time I wouldn't make that sort of mistake on sort of that thing again. Sharmina Montel are like one of the best mentors ever.
Oh,
So
bless you, man.
I literally just follow them, and again, I'm new to this as well. And like Montel said, we're all learning. We're all learning every single day.
100%. Okay, so Sharmina, I have some questions for you guys as
Okay,
well.
cool.
I don't want it just to be a thing where I'm asking questions. If you got any good questions, put it in the chat box. We will be reading the chat box. But I've got 10 good questions that I thought from a perspective of someone on this call, what they'd want to ask Sharmina. So the first thing is, when are we
Hmm.
going to Bangladesh? I'm joking. The first thing is,
Next year,
when you
next year,
next year, I'm
next
gonna
year.
put it in the books. I'm gonna put it in the books. Bala Sonny, you see, I'm already learning. But the first thing is, when you first started, how much did you start with? And do you follow the signals only? And if you do you take every signal, or do you, say, okay, this signal I might not take, or are you religiously taking every signal?
Okay, I'll be when I first started with Charmin, obviously, because like I said, I have been trading before and I was following other signal groups. And I always used to start off with I used to put like £50 in my account because I was scared to lose money. But then when I started with Charmin and I was seeing like, I started off with £500 and I did blow it. Initially, I did blow it. I didn't blow it because the signals wasn't right. I blew it because I feel like I didn't know what I was doing, and I feel like I blew it out of my own. Like, when I was in profit, I didn't close it, and then it probably went into drawdown, and that's how I blew my account. But then
Mm,
after that, I started with 2K because I said to myself, if I put in 500, I'm not gonna be able to hold my trades longer. But I wanted to hold my trade longer. That's when obviously Charmin and Monte have been trading for a long time. So I used to ask Charmin like, how much do you have in your account? Like I wanna like obviously do the lot size that you're using because like I wanna do that. And then she's like, oh sis, I have like 2K in my account. And so that's where it started. So I was like to myself, do you know what? If I don't take a risk and Charmin's doing this every single day and she's making money every single day, Montel's making money every single day, and she's got money in her account, she said to me, if you have more money, you can use a bigger lot size. And I'm not gonna lie, with 2K, I was making like 5, 6K. And I remember my first week, I doubled my deposit. So I had 4K in my account within the whole week. So from then, I just said to myself, I had a target of making £500 a day. I'll be completely honest with you,
mm,
that was my target. First, it was £100, and I was making £100. I said to myself, I'm making more than 500, like more than £100 a day. I sometimes make 600 on a trade, and I said to myself, my target should be a bit more. And then
mm,
once I was obviously making my target more than 100, more than 500, I just gradually grew my target. And then now my target is 3K a day. And once I make my 3,000 pounds a day, I call it capped. I can withdraw my money and I can leave a little bit and just like flip my account sort of thing. But
mm,
that is how I started initially. And I do take every single signal, but I wait. One thing I've been talking to Montel about is I don't enter the trade straight away. I wait for a bit because I would know when like the best entry is. Sometimes they could call it a sell, but it's already sold a bit. So I'll say to myself, "Do you know what? I can get a better entry. Let me wait 5 minutes, or let me wait for the next candle to open up." And that's what I usually do, and I will just wait that, and that's how I believe I get a better entry. But it
Mm,
doesn't mean as soon as they send the signal, you need to rush in and you need to jump in. You don't need to jump. You could just wait for a bit. If you do miss it, just wait for the next trade. You don't need to get. And then sometimes you can even enter a trade even if it hits TP1, because once it hits TP1, it starts jumping up or it's dropping down. Like I'm sure you've seen today's trades. Like after it hits TP1, the drops were coming. The drops were coming in, like it was dropping down. It was dropping, and then it was buying after TP1. Like you can enter, and that's what I guess is called the layering process.
mm. Absolutely. That's my last question for you. We've got a few more to get through before that, before we get into the layering.
Okay.
Um, so just as a mindset thing, obviously we always say trade with what you're willing to lose. And I think this is a massive mentality thing. When it comes to flipping your accounts, you don't want to just be trading 10% of your account. Like if I put a 1K in my account, I'm willing to lose a whole 1K. And that might just be my risk tolerance, but it's also if you want to flip something, it's going to take more risk, right? So for you, when you trade, is there a percentage of your account that you're trading, or are you trading the whole thing to flip it?
Oh, I risk my whole account. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm risking my whole account.
Mm,
If I don't take a risk, I ain't making money. I'm not risking
mm,
1%, 2%, and I'm not using 0.01 on like a 5K account. I'm definitely going to be using a bigger lot size, so I'm definitely going to be risking a lot more money. And guys, if
mm.
you're trading, you're definitely risking. You got to take a risk to make money. Guys, that's what you need to understand. You got to risk to make money.
And
That's
I
that's
think a lot of people on this call as well, they might be thinking, what? She's risking the whole thing. And like that's so foreign for them to hear. But then again, that's why your results are foreign to them as well. You know, people
definitely,
that
definitely.
are willing to just do the 1 to 3%, that might work for you. You might be trading for like 20, 30 years later, and that's the lane that you want to take. If you want to be super aggressive like Sharmina, then again, you're putting in your account what you're willing to risk and you're
Yeah,
risking the whole thing.
yeah,
Right? There's no
definitely.
in between.
And whatever I have in my account, like if I have 10K in my account, I you have to say to yourself that are you willing to risk that money? And if you're not willing to risk that money, just take some money out and then keep the money in your account. Like keep 2K in your account that you're willing to risk. Like if you're not willing to
Mm,
risk 10K, get rid of some of that money, because when you're trading with the whole account balance. We can't pick and choose how much you actually want to trade with. That's one thing everyone needs to understand. When you're trading the whole account balance. So like I said,
so
if you're
good.
not willing to risk like your 5K account, get rid of 3K and trade with 2K. Do you understand? But
Mm,
obviously, if you have more money, you're able to use more bigger lot size. So that means you're able to hold trades longer. You're able to layer and you're able to make more money. The bigger the account balance, the more money you can make. Obviously, you can make money from £500 flipping it slowly, but sometimes with a £500 account, I can say to you like so many times I have blown the £500 account because it probably didn't go my way or SL has hit. And obviously, I use lot size and I thought, yeah, it's going to go my way, but it didn't go my way and it dropped down and it took my £500 account. But I wasn't upset about it because I was willing to lose that. I was willing to lose that. I said to myself, if I lose it, I will lose it.
mm, mm. 100%. And you guys got to understand, this is a very different conversation. This is an off the cuff conversation. You don't have conversations like these every day. And this is why a lot of you might be like, what? I'm risking the whole account. But again, that's why a lot of you guys are also so impressed with the results that she's getting. It's a whole different mentality, it's a whole different paradigm shift. So again, a question I'm seeing here, Sharmina, do you think a standard is enough to trade on a 1K account?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I use standards on a 1K account, but
Mm-hmm.
it's risky. If it goes the other way, I'll be completely honest with you, it's not the greatest. But obviously, if it does go your way, I personally think if you do use a standard, once you go into profit, I say you set your SL at like break even or above entry, and you basically let it run. Because, and also, if you do enter a standard, make sure you put SL on. You basically you have to say to yourself, how much are you willing to lose? Do you understand? Again, you might put your SL at like minus 200, 300 on your 1K because obviously you don't want to blow your account sort of thing. But yeah, you definitely can use a standard on a 1K.
100%.
Standard queen is Charmin. You have to ask her. She uses standards and Angel and Montel. I don't, I used to. I don't use standards because I get scared. But I layer my I layer my trades. But
If you add
standards.
up your layers, mate,
Yeah,
you're
but if you
using
add it up,
multiple
I'm
standards.
practically using a standard because I remember I used to use like I used to have 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So I used to have more than a standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, but if you're talking about standards, I say yeah, Charmin. She's the standard queen.
But it's very smart how you break down using one
Yeah,
standard lot because
yeah,
it actually gives you more opportunity to get in the market and
yeah.
layer at certain levels.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Like, but last week, for example, last week I did some trades. It was at night. I was taking some trades at night time, and I wasn't using the standard. I was just using like 0.15 and stuff, and I was making like 600, 500 per trades, but not per entry. Like the trades that I was entering, like if it's a buy, so I was making money. But then I decided to enter a standard. And you went the other way, and I lost like £650
mm,
and I closed that trade straight away. But if that was me using like 0.15 and 0.35, I would have not lost that much. I would have lost probably like 100, £200, and I could have closed it. But because I used the standard, it went to like £650 straight away. So I said to myself, no,
mm.
I'm closing that because then it would have, I feel like I would have lost more money. But
And
like I
this is
said,
one thing that I love about you and your trades is that you're very particular with your lot sizes as well. Like you might have 10 trades at 0.15 or 10 trades at 0.35. Why is that a thing? Do you increase them after every win? Or do you just like to
yeah,
stick
I
to
do,
those
I do,
particular?
I do. Always start with like if I'm flipping my account example, like or even flipping, if I have £500, I'll be using 0.06 or 0.03. You'd
Mm,
actually be so surprised how much money you can make from a 0.06. I'm telling
mm,
you guys, like you can make a lot of money, especially if you got like 10 entries or even 15 entries, which I have, and trust me, it's like £600 on that trade for with 0.06. That's a lot of money on a zero. And then after I obviously gradually build my account, like then I would use that from 0.06, I'll use 0.15. And then obviously that means my account's gonna like doubled or it's um
mm,
I probably got like 2K. Then I'll start using like 0.35, 0.35. Then I'll start using 0.45. I slowly start using, but I have started using the same lot size. I don't change it. I don't have time to change it, guys. I'm just entering as it goes up or as it going down.
mm,
I'm just entering. But like I said, I start gradually increasing my lot size after obviously after my account balance has grown, sort of
mm,
thing.
mm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
A lot of people
But
as well that
before I used to
go
use
on.
different lot size, I used to do different. I used to use 0.35, I used to use 0.4, 0.25, 0.15. But I said to myself, no, I'm not changing it now. I'm just gonna use it. I'm just gonna, like I said, I think one of my favorite. I believe my favorite lot size will be 0.06 right now because I didn't know that you can actually make a lot of money on 0.06. And she actually add it up. It's kind of like a standard. If there's like one, like two, I think that's six of them probably adds up to a standard or something. I guess no,
Mm.
or four. Zero point
Do you mean zero
six,
point 0.6 or 0.06?
0.06. No, yeah, it
You need
does.
like
You need a couple to add us.
yeah.
But I'm not like with 0.06. I've been making £600-700 on my trades, and
Mm,
that's not bad. That's a lot of money. That's someone's daily wage, like anyone's daily wage, or more than
100%.
someone's daily wage.
So with this 0.06, how many times are you getting into it? Like, let's say you got a signal sent out right now.
Yeah,
How many times are you layering with that 0.06? We say 10 layers?
I would have a, yeah, I'll have like 10 layers.
Mm,
I
that's,
have
yeah,
to. Sometimes,
essentially.
I'll be honest, some guys, you shouldn't be doing this. I had 31 at one point. At 31, I was going down like downwards. I was just entering. But it gave me good money because obviously it was a buy and to probably hit TP5. But the only thing I could be completely honest with is when I have that many that many entries, it's so hard to set stop losses and
But
like but yeah, it's really hard to put stop losses. So imagine how many stop losses I need to put above my entry. So you just need to be careful with that. That's when I'll be completely honest. I won't put a stop loss on.
mhm. But then with that situation, how many pips are you catching? Because I'm sure, are you
No,
catching the whole
I
thing
will
with
catch up
31?
to no, I will catch up to TP3. and I'll be
Okay.
happy with that. I'll
Yeah.
be completely honest. I've been catching up to T. I will catch up to TP3, and if he's giving me enough money, like 700-800 pounds on that trade, I'm happy. I'll be out of that trade.
Mm. Because I
And
know from you
sometimes
saying that,
yeah, go on.
no, there's a bit of a lag. You finish what you're saying.
No, I said sometimes. Obviously, I did come out of a trade at TP3 and he hit like TP6, and obviously I regret it, but then I can't do nothing because I haven't set my SLs and I have so many entries. I literally just hit at TP3 and I just basically come out of it, just not just so I'm like risk free sort of thing. Because if it does
Mm.
drop, I'll be a bit like it's a bit messy for me because I haven't got any stop losses.
People ask as well, Sharmina, is it an experience thing or is it a thing where you mark up the charts prior? Like, how are you so confident when something will drop to TP3? Like,
Guys,
is it intuition?
I think it's an experience thing. Like I said, I've been trading for about 45 years, um, but I have never ever got. I never had this experience that I'm having right now. I've never got them kind of signals, and I guess even though for a year I've been following the signals with Charmin, I've been following Charmin and them because they basically taught me how to basically enter a trade and basically, what do you call it? Set a sale, like follow it, trail it, sort of thing. That's where I learned it from. But before that, obviously, I did have experience in entering trades and layering and stuff like, and knowing when to enter. But in terms of like now, like following and trailing stuff, like I guess it's experience from the year that I had with you guys,
Mm,
with you
absolutely.
guys.
And I think we'll have a separate call on trailing SLs because it's a whole other topic. But I think if everyone had that mentality of trailing SLs, they'll really be maximizing their profits. And I think that's what you do really well. Next question. So for you, let's say you have 500 in the account right now.
Uh-huh.
How many signals do you need to double that? Are you just getting that one signal, multiply layering it, or are you taking a few here and wait for the next one and then the next one? What's your technique?
With a £500 account, I would enter about 6 times.
Is that on the 0.6, 0.06?
0.06, but then I would enter like 0.0. I would enter 0.1 as well. Or sometimes I would enter 0.15 or 0.25. Sometimes if I don't enter 0.06, I definitely will start off with the 0.15 because that's another good lot size. And then obviously if it does drop down, I use the 0.25, and then obviously if I can't enter anymore because obviously I only got £500 in my account, and I'll just wait for it. I'll just wait for
Mm,
it to hit my TP. Like
mhm,
again, I would wait for T. I don't really. I'll be completely honest, guys. I don't really wait for TP4 or TP5. I'm happy at TP3, and I come out. Sometimes I come out at TP2. Sometimes I even come out before it hits TP1 because if it does drop down, I get better entries from the bottom. So
yeah.
as it goes up, I'm in like a lot of profit. Like I could be in £600 profit before it even hits TP1.
Mm,
So again, like I said, I can manually close my trades. Like I said, you don't really need to wait until TP1, guys. If you're happy with your money, take it and run. Take it
mm,
and run and just wait for the next trade. But like I said, it's an experience again. Like I said, just trail it. You could trail a you just have to you can trail it because I learned how to trail it because of Montel. Because he say, oh, leave it, Charm, like I said, leave it, don't even look at it. I used to be Charmin. I used to look at my phone. I had to zoom in and out. I used to change the hours, minute one, minute two, minute everything. Because you know what? I used to think, yeah, if I keep changing it, going up and down, it's gonna go my way. But then there's times that I just left the trade and I go back to it and I see a signal coming at TP6. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about this trade.
yeah.
And I'm like, it didn't even go back, it didn't go to entry, and I'm on TP6 and I don't even have a TP on. So guys, sometimes you gotta put the trade on and you gotta trust the trade and just basically leave it and let it run.
Mm. The word for that today, Sharmina, is set it and forget
Yeah, definitely. Set it and forget it. That is actually true. You know, when we
it.
used to do that, do you remember we used to do that? And we used to leave
Yeah,
it. Montel used to do that a lot. And that's one thing about Montel. Like he puts a trade on. He goes about his day. Me and Sharma, we
yeah,
can't do that. We're not start like we don't start our day until we close our trades, and then we withdrew and then we start our day. But Montel, yeah, has one thing about Montel, he just leaves his trade running. He trusts it. He knows he trusts it.
yeah. I think I was so inspired from when we all started trading together. And
Yeah.
the way you lot were layering on the way down. So, guys, let's say we're in a buy, yeah? I
Oh
might enter
man.
3 times. Look, Charmin and Sharmina. Mate, they're entering 10, 12,
Oh,
15, 20
guys,
times. I'm like,
we had
what?
so many guys. It was bad. Like, it was
Man.
bad. It was so many.
But
Like,
then guess what? You trusted in the trade and it did pay
yeah,
off. And then
yeah,
your profits.
definitely.
I'm like,
It
I've only
definitely.
got three entries on here with some decent lot sizes. But you look, because you had so many minutes with
Mm,
lot sizes, like, your profits were way more than mine because you layered so many times. And that's the
yeah.
risk. That's the risk that inspired me so much. So it's like, yeah, your risk tolerance, I think, especially for women, I say women are the best traders, man. Because you lot just
Nah.
risk it for the
Yeah,
biscuit, mate, and
yeah,
it pays
definitely. If you
off.
don't risk it, you won't make money, guys. Trust me. You need to
Mm,
risk it to make
mm,
money. Trust me. And sometimes, obviously, you have to see it like this. Sometimes you don't, and like, there's days that you only enter that one trade and it hits like TP fine. You regret it. And you're like, you think to yourself, oh, I could have entered like four more entries, but I didn't. Because you just didn't know. You just don't want it. You don't want to risk it, and you don't want it to hit a sell or go the other way or something like that. But then, like I said, guys, take a risk in life. You make money. I learned from Montel on that. Take a risk. You make money.
100%. My next question, because we always speak about this, are there certain market conditions that you avoid trading in, like with news or NFPs? And is there certain conditions that are more favorable for you? Because I know you love buying, I love selling, guys, but
Yeah,
Sharmina
I hate.
loves
I
buying
I
gold.
personally hate selling. Every time there's a sale, I was saying to Montel, like, "Oh, I hate this. I hate this trade. I just
Yeah.
want to get out of it." But I personally like buyers. I'll be completely honest. That's my preference when is news time. I do like trading on news time with like a bigger lot size and making like big money. But guys, you're all trading at your own risk because like I you shouldn't really be doing it, but I have experience and I've been trading news time all the time. Like whenever it's news time, I kind of know when it's news time. Obviously check the news like factory forex, but obviously you don't enter before like news is usually at 1:30, 2:30. But obviously I won't enter before that. I would enter exactly at 1:30. So as
Mm,
soon as I see the it's going up or it's going down, because it goes up within seconds, guys. Like as soon as it's 1:30, it's shooting up or down. Do you understand? So I do kind of trade that, but I don't like to trade you when US market opens because
mm,
that's one thing. I like to trade after US market. Once the market has settled, I don't mind. But I like to come
mm.
out of the trade before US market. So before 1 o'clock, I
Well,
do want to come out of it. If we do enter a trade like 12:30, 12:40, I want to come out of it before 1 o'clock. And then once
mm,
the
mm.
market does settle after 1 o'clock, I'm happy to enter. But like I said, guys,
And
the news time you can enter. It's at your own risk, as you can enter a trade. And what I do is, I just enter it and I basically put SL above my entry. I just let it run. That's what I've been doing
I
the
think it was
past
CPI
couple.
last Friday. Last Friday,
Yeah,
you absolutely caught that buy. It was incredible.
yeah, and
Yeah, it was sick.
I used 0.35 and I made like £1,000 on that. And I was so shocked. I was like, I didn't know I can make that much money on that 0.35. I thought you can
Yeah.
only make that kind of money on like a standard or 0.5. But I guess it depends on how many pips you score as
It's to
well.
catch on. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. No, this is really good. And guys, one thing I would be picking up from this is Charmina's experience. Like, because she's doing this every day, she's learning the patterns of the market and she's taking it in. That's why she's not trading at 1 p.m. It might be that one thing that you might stop doing and it just changes again for you. Or one thing you're gonna add into you know, your trading routine where I come out of a trade before 1 p.m. and it might just allow you to be a bit more profitable. So it's these little things, it kind of adds to like a ritual, but that's just the more experience that you have in the market and you having feedback from the market. So you say, all right, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add that. And it kind of equips you to your own trading style. Everyone's going to be completely different. But one thing I would take in from this is that it's the experience that Charmaine has had in the market, which has allowed her to be so particular, which allows her to get the results she's getting. So again, if you're not quite there yet, there's no problem with that, but it's experience. So you've got to just let the time play out and just stay committed, be obsessed with it every single day and take on the positive feedback from the market and apply that to your trading routine. That's really good. Cool. Next question. Again, you take 500 to 5K, and then you leave a bit in for the next day. How do you typically know when to stop? Because again, a lot of your withdrawals are, around that 3.5K withdrawn, 4K withdrawn, 5K withdrawn, 8K withdrawn. Like when do you know to stop? Because that might be around like 2 p.m. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Guys, I one thing is I do start trading very early.
Mm.
I trade Asian time, but that's at your own risk. So like 1 a.m. at night. Um, obviously you see how the market runs, sort of. You see your entries, and obviously you check the 1 hour time, 4 hours and stuff like that. So I try and make my money before like 11 a.m. I don't want to trade after 11 a.m. If I make 3K before 11 a.m., I would withdraw. I will keep a little bit in there, like for example, 300 pounds, and I will flip that. Sometimes I
Mm.
kept £100 and I'll slowly flip that. So because there is times that I stopped trading quite early, like 11 o'clock, and I made like 3K. And I said then the trades that were sent out, they were hitting like TP5, TP6, TP20, example. And I said to myself, oh man, I regret it. I said to myself, oh, I would have made like 6K that day. Why did I stop? So now what
Mm.
I do is I would take out my money that I made, like for example, like 3K that I wanted to make. Because bear in mind, like Montel said before, there were people that were making like 30K in the whole month and they didn't take out the money because they just wanted the account to look good and grow their account. On the 30th day, they blew the whole account. So what was the whole point? The whole 30 days that you worked so hard, you didn't spend a single penny and like you didn't even withdraw even £500. And then within the last day, you literally blew your account. So that's why every day I make sure I withdraw my money, even if that means withdrawing at the end of the day. And then if I do withdraw, I made my money, for example, 4K, I would just basically trade on another account because you on MT5 you can have as many accounts as you want. So I have more accounts that I can basically put 200-300 pounds in and basically flip that account to like 400, even 500, 600, just make a little bit of money sort of thing. Just to make sure that I don't miss out on the trades. That's what I do.
No, I love that.
That's but I feel like that's one of the best things. So once you're done with your money, once you made your money, guys, withdraw your money. But if you feel like you don't want to stop trading, you still want to take the trades that they send, just trade with a small fraction of money. Like you can even trade with £200. But make sure you remember to withdraw all of your money and just keep that £200 in there. But you say to yourself, like, are you willing? If you're willing, like, I don't mind losing my £200 sort of thing. If I blow it, I blow it.
Mm.
So obviously
But
keep
if you
that in
grow it,
mind.
you grow it as well.
Yeah,
And you do grow it.
guys, I grew 67 pounds to 2.5K in 1 week. I literally did
That's
that. That was
mad.
my biggest flip that I ever did. And guess what? That was 67 pounds that I just put in, and I just like was using 0.01. So I was entering the trades as so I had a bigger account. So when they send the trades, I used to enter on the bigger account 0.25, 0.35, and then to go back to my £67 account, and I used to use that 0.01 or 0.02, and I used to leave the trades running. I never used to put a TP. I used to put a sell as soon as it's in profit, and I used to let it run. So within a week, and I remember from to Monday, I made 2.5K on that. Guys, it was
Wow.
within a
Wow.
week. And then I kind of, even if I was to blow that account, it wouldn't really hurt me because it's only £67. So I think, but I was basically just growing that account on the side. And plus, I was also trading on the bigger account as well. So once I used to enter on the bigger account and then go back on the smaller account and enter there and basically leave it running. So you guys, you can always do that. If you're made enough money for the day, withdraw your money. But if you don't want to stop, just like I said, just keep a little bit of a fraction of the money in and just carry on trading. Use a smaller lot size.
No, I love that. And I got a few more questions. I'll just keep it to three. But just going back to that, I saw a question in the chat. How do you protect the money in your account once it's grown? And you just answered it. Withdraw it. Do you know what I mean?
Withdraw,
Like that's
guys.
a
Withdraw. Remember to withdraw. Some people don't withdraw the money because they want to make the account look big. They want the money. But guys, you need to remember if you was to make 5K on this trade right now, withdraw the money because the next trade you enter, if you hit sell, that 5K is going. That 5K is
mm-hmm,
going. You'd think to
hmm
yourself, that's 5K more than what I actually have. So withdraw your money or withdraw 4K, keep 1K and trade with that. That's how I do it, guys. This is why you see me trade. I would never. I have always. I learned to withdraw. Before I never used to withdraw. I used to withdraw after like 2 3 days, and sometimes I did blow my account because that's my mistake. Like it would hit a sell and then stuff like that. But now I withdraw daily. Daily, you see me withdrawing. If I'm trading, like if I was to trade, I'm withdrawing every day. If I made my money, I'm withdrawing.
mm. Here's a question I saw in the chat earlier. obviously with your strategy, it's very risk tolerant and it's very risk averse, and I love it. But when it comes to blowing account now, a topic a lot of people don't really talk about. Again, we're super transparent here. You're so able to flip accounts because we're providing great signals and you're layering so much, but because you're risking more. Are you in that situation when you blow your accounts? And when you do blow your account, what do you learn from it? I think you mentioned it earlier, anyways, because you've made so much. It doesn't even
Yeah.
bother you.
It
But
it
what
does
do you
it
learn
does it
from it?
doesn't really bother me, but sometimes I'll be completely honest. Sometimes if I blow my account, it's my own fault because maybe I was being a bit greedy, like using a bigger lot size, which I should not have, or use too many lots, too many entries, which I should not have. Also, I should have had a stop loss in place, sort of thing. Sometimes I don't put a stop loss because I thought, do you know what? It goes below, it literally touches the stop loss and then it will go all the way up. But again, one thing I learned is what do you call it? What did I just act like I'm blank. What did I say? Yeah, like I said, I protect my money. Do you understand, guys?
Mm.
Again, protect your money is there and take the signals. If you don't want to take all the signals, you don't need to take all the signals. Just take whatever you feel comfortable with.
I love that. I love that. All right, I'm gonna ask you two more questions. I know we've been on this for an hour and there's been so much value. Cool. Here's a really good one. If you had to flip an account from 500 again and start tomorrow, which you probably will, what's your approach? What do you do?
Okay, when I flip accounts, I make sure I'm taking every single trade. But obviously I am taking every single trade. Obviously, make sure you're entering the correct trades. What one thing is I don't enter the trade straight away. Like when they send a trade out, I'm not jumping in straight away. I do wait for a bit. I do wait for about 5 minutes. I'll wait for the next candle to open, and then I would enter it and I would layer my trades again. If I do enter at a small lot size 0.03 on a £500 account, if it does go into a little bit of drawdown, I will start using 0.06 and then I'll use 0.08 and then I'll use zero point 0.1 and then if it does go down again 0.5 or 0.15 and as it goes up because obviously entering a buy because I wouldn't talk about a sell because I don't like sells but as my trade is going up I will be in like a lot of profit because my best entry is 0.15. So like I said, that's when we speak about I don't need my trade to hit TP1. I could get out before even TP1 because I could have already made £300 before it hits TP1 because my
Mm,
entries are like the best entries. I have like good entries and I have like good lot size as it's going up. And even if my two entries from the top are not in profit, as long as I'm in overall profit, I can manually close my trades.
mm, mm. And this is my last question. If you was to break down your layering strategy in a nutshell for people, I know we're gonna do this a lot more intrusively on another call, but if you was to briefly break down your layering strategies, what you look for, when you layer, is there a certain amount of pips that you let the market drop on a buy before you layer? And then how much you layer? I know you just briefly broke it down again, just a second ago. But just for people asking, what would your strategy be when it comes to layering? Because that's what
Guys,
you're a master at for
I
me.
always try and catch in between like 10, 20 pips in between. Like definitely 10, 20 pips. Sometimes 30 pips. If it's 30 pips, I'm using a bigger lot size as it goes up. But again, definitely I try and catch at least 10, 20 pips in between as I layer, sort of thing.
Mm. And of course,
Definitely.
when you're layering, what again, is there like something that's giving you confidence that this is going to go up? And what would that be?
Guys, because I've been doing this for so long. Like I know when it's time. Like I know if it's dropping, and I know it will eventually go up. I don't know. I have an instinct. Sometimes obviously it
Mhm.
doesn't go away or go hit SL, but I know it will go that way because obviously I've seen the market. It's the fair value gaps, everything like everything's there. So I know all the confirmations are there. So I know that if I will get in now and I will enter and I will layer and I would do all my entries and I know I will definitely be in profit. I don't know.
Mm,
That's how it works for me, guys. But I don't know. I find I'm a bit confident. I'm a bit of a risk taker. I'll be honest with you. I'm risking a lot of money. I risk my account. If I lose my money, I'll lose my money because I'll redeposit tomorrow and I'll make that back. And I'm telling you,
mm,
like I've done that. Like I lost 2K, and the next day I'll redeposit. I say to myself, "Oh, I'm not going to trade for this week." I feel a bit upset. Like 2K is a lot of money, it's like someone's monthly wage. And then I say to myself, the next day, it's like 10 o'clock, and I was like, bro, like everyone's making money. Why am I sitting here like trying to be depressed for 1 week? And I say to myself, nah, I'm putting money in. As I said to him, Montel, I'm putting money, my money is in. I say to them, Montel, I'm not gonna trade today, I'm gonna trade tomorrow. But I see like everyone's making money, like hitting TP6, and I'm sitting there trying like waiting to trade tomorrow. I'll put my money in. I've already made the money that I lost.
Mm.
So guys, that's one thing is I'm a bit of a risk taker and I do kind of risk a lot of money. But it all comes from experience. And I don't mind risking that money. But like I said, the reason why I don't mind risking money is because I made a lot of money in this whole year. I made a very good amount of money, a big sum of money. So even if I do make a loss, I don't mind. I literally say to myself, I don't mind.
No, I really
And
love
it's
that.
that's all. Yeah, and,
I
and guys,
think,
if you don't make a loss, yeah, we won't get that confidence to make that money. Do you understand? Because there's the times that we didn't, like, I made a loss and I wouldn't trade for like a week or 2 weeks because I feel upset. But within that time, everyone's making money. So I said to myself, that two grand that I lost, I could have made that back within that 2 weeks.
mm,
Instead, I could have made back more. So now one thing I say to myself, I do not give up. So even if I make a loss, I'll go back in the next day. I'll
love
go
that.
back in next day. Because there will be in a day, there will be at least three trades that hit TPs. At least three. Or even four or even five. Because they send out like 9 trades a day. So even
Mhm.
like sometimes 8 trades hit TPs. There's that one that will hit SL or two with hit SL. Mhm.
100%. No, I love that. I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions,
Go on.
just from the chat box. So I'm literally going to ask you just questions from the chat, and I just want you to answer it. Give me about like 10 seconds, and we just need to get through this so we can wrap up. Here's
Yeah.
a question: would you ever hold trades overnight?
I have held trades overnight. I used to enter. I literally used to enter trades at now, like just before 10 o'clock. I would enter like a buy, like a buy, put a sell. And I actually used to hold them overnight with SLs and TPs and put it on entry. And I would just leave it, and then in the morning I'll wake up. If it hits SL, it hits. If it hits SL, it hit
Mm,
SL. If it hits my TPs, it will hit my TPs. I did used to hold it, but I kind of I don't think it's really worth it. I'd rather just wait for the signal sort of thing.
yeah,
Or I'd rather me just make that money, like as in like enter buys and sells, like enter at least like 50, 60 pips. When it drops down, like it's gonna be a sell and it's gonna go up. I'd rather just catch the buys and sells up, down sort of thing instead of holding trades overnight.
that's a really good answer. I remember you and Sharma doing that religiously,
Yeah.
like holding trades, risking it over the weekend, risking it overnight. But now, obviously,
Yeah.
and this is the thing you learn as your journey progresses, and obviously, you don't do that anymore because you're killing it in the day. Once you kill it in the day enough, you don't really need to be worried about
Yeah, guys,
holding
you,
trades
you don't you
overnight.
don't trust me. Once you're making enough money during the day, you don't need to enter any trades at night. You don't even need to look at the markets at night. Just wait. Just wait
Mm,
for the trades. Because at the end of the day, you're risking you need to be experienced sort of thing to be trading at nighttime because they're not going to be sending out any trades. You are basically entering at your own risk sort of thing. But like I said, Asian market at 1 a.m. the market's a bit slower sort of thing. So that's why I find it a bit more confident in trading because it's slow. So I can easily come out of a trade if I'm not comfortable with it. And I'm not going to be
mm.
in a heavy drawdown because it's very, very slow, guys. If you do look at the market around 1 o'clock, you'll see it. The market's very, very slow.
100%. Next question I can see right here is how do you? Okay, we're going to keep these to 30 seconds because we got to wrap up soon. But it says, Montel, ask her about her own trades. How do you spot them, please? Do you take your own trades, Sharmina, and how do you spot them?
I don't know how to explain it, but like I just know when to enter. Like, when I see a sell, like when I see it's drop down heavy, I feel like it will definitely buy and I will buy. Again, I don't usually do the sells, I prefer the buys, but I will literally make sure I have a sell in place and I have TP. So, guys, because I might think that it will go my way, but it might sometimes just go the opposite way and kind of blow my account sort of thing. But like I said, I only take my own trades once if I'm very, very confident, as in like it's definitely gonna go up, sort of thing.
I love that.
So,
It kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, where of course gold is backing everything. If it
yeah,
pushes up, then it's got to come down, and if it pushes down, it's got to come back up. And you're
uh,
spotting those opportunities when
yeah,
there's a massive
basically
drop.
that.
It's got
Yep.
to fill the gap, and that's exactly what you're spotting. So again, that
Yeah.
comes with experience, but that's a great value. Next question: what's the sensible lot size to flip £100? What would you say? I think you said
Oh,
0.06. I think that's pretty good.
yeah. You can use with £100. I guess because it's £100. I'll say use 0.03. You can use zero point
Mm,
zero 0.03 and you can grow the account. So what I used to do is if I have £100 in my account, I'll use 0.03. I'll grow my that account to £200, and then I'll gradually increase my lot size to like 0.04, and then obviously grow that and then use 0.06. So that's what I do. So I start with like a small lot size, grow my account, and then use bigger lot size. So that's why when people that's when it comes in when people say to me, "Oh, how are you growing it for like £200, like 500 or £200 to like 2K?" Because I use 0.03, but I layered and I used like several, so that's why I was able to make a lot of money. And then
mm,
slowly, gradually, I start using bigger lot size.
yeah, I love that. I
But
love that.
obviously, guys, I start with 0.01 sometimes use 0.02. It all depends on your account balance because at the end of the day, you don't want to blow your account, sort of thing. You want to at least have money in your account. Do you understand? Don't don't let your account blow. That's not the best thing right now. Like you don't want your account to blow. Just if you're not happy and you see that the trade's not going the way, just close it. Just close it. Just close it.
Mm.
That's what I do.
100%. Awesome. I'm going to ask you two more questions. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Love you, Shami. Melissa says, does the 130 unemployment claims news have an effect on gold? I'll answer that quickly. Yes, it does. Obviously, we're trading gold. We're trading
Yeah.
the dollar against gold. So again, if unemployment is high in America, that's bad news for the USD. So gold will be going up. If unemployment is low, that's good news for America. The dollar will be going up, so gold will be going down. So you'll start to see these little correlations the more you trade. Next question. What's changed since you started, given that you've had 4 to 5 years of experience? And what were the failures that you learned from throughout the time? Good question.
Guys, when I've been trained, like I said, I started like 45 years ago, but I was with different groups. I feel like I wasn't getting the right signals or the right education. That's what I call it. Like, look, Ish and James, they give us like these calls at 1 o'clock. Like even then, before that, we had little calls with Sharmin, Montel, and Angel. Like just little calls that actually used to help us. Not even that. Like our community, that I never had that. That group chat that we have, and everyone's asking questions. That's our little family. Like you can ask any questions, and I don't even call it a silly question. You can even ask like a question that is like quite. You might think to yourself like, oh, it's a dumb question. Oh, I'm so embarrassed to ask that. Guys, no, you should never be embarrassed. Like everyone there is gonna answer your question. Trust me. Like everyone's there. Like I said, even Montel, Charmin, me, myself, everyone's learning every single day. Like even though like I had been trading for like 4 years, I feel like every day I'm learning something new. Like it doesn't stop, sort of thing. Do you understand, guys? And look, we have a community. Like I said, look how nice it is. Like when there's look, I don't know about you, Montel. Like when we have a question and everyone asks on the group chat, like everyone jumps in and everyone answers it, sort of thing. And I think that's one of the best things, and that's what's there.
100%. No, I love that. Okay, last question. What's your favorite time of trading in the day, if you have one?
Guys, trading, best time to trade. I'm always awake early. I got a daughter. I have to wake up, take her to school. I'm training 7 a.m. This as soon as they start signals out, 7 to 10 o'clock, guys. Best trades, best signals done. And then obviously, if you do want to trade after US market opens, you can also trade as well. That's like. But I personally like to trade and be done by 11 a.m. And I like to withdraw
No,
my money and just basically relax. And then I just obviously flip the small accounts throughout the day if trades do come in here and there.
no, I love that. Guys, guys, guys. Look, it's been an hour and a bit. We can go back and forth all day. And I'm loving these conversations. They feel supernatural and there's just so much value that's being provided. So we're definitely going to keep this running. Sharmina, I know they're going to want you on another call because they love you so much. Guys, go and drop some sevens in the chat for Sharmina. Go and drop some thank yous and some appreciations in the WhatsApp for Sharmina. She's an amazing mom. She's got a daughter. She's got a family that she caters to. And she still took 45 minutes to an hour of her time to come and drop some value on this call. So, Charmin, your words do not go lightly. We love you. We appreciate you. You're a staple to the community. And you're a massive testimony of what can happen to everyone on this call if they plug in. And what I really got from you is just give it time, learn from the markets, and let the experience kick in because there's certain little habits and things that you do that other people are now picking up from this call. But that's what's made you be able to, flip the accounts the way you do, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Sharmina. We love and appreciate you. Guys, go and drop that in the WhatsApp chat. If you got any value from this call, drop a thank you. And we want to see you on the next call. Some books I
Definitely.
would recommend. I don't know if you want to recommend any books, Sharmina, but these are some books I'd write down for you guys. That's helped me. The Mental Game of Trading, The Power of Now, Becoming Supernatural, and Trading in the Zone. One that I'm reading right now is One Good Trade, and that literally resonates with the call that we're talking about with flipping your accounts. One Good Trade by Mike Bello. That's the book that I'm reading right now. So, guys, what I would definitely say is if you're plugged into this call, get reading those books. We want to see you on the next call. We're going to keep doing these calls. Again, we'll go into the trainings and what we was talking about before with the strategies. We'll be doing risk to reward tradings. We'll do trade and stop loss trainings next. But again, it's all mentality. And I think Sharmina done an amazing job of covering that today. So again, Sharmina, thank you. We love you. Every single one of you guys, we love and appreciate you. We thank you for being in the community. Let's keep plugging in. Let's not give up. And let's see you at the top because the bottom's way too crowded. God bless. Have a good night. And we'll see you on the next call. Let's get it.